The safety of the nation's regional airlines was under the microscope in Washington today. Federal officials and members of the industry held a top-level meeting prompted by February's Colgan Air crash near Buffalo that killed 50 people. Regional airlines now carry 160 million passengers a year, flying half this country's flights. But the system is strained and its problems are increasingly well documented. ABC's Lisa Stark has our closer look.
Even the government's top aviation officials admitted today that the Colgan Air accident is a wake-up call.
We're going to be very impatient about this and do what we can very immediately to assure the flying public that flying regional jets is safe.
Today we spoke with a regional airline captain who has 3.5 years experience. He asked not to be identified.
I don't think the passengers or the general public has any idea of what goes on with the hiring standards and the scheduling.
This pilot and dozens of others detailed the shortcomings in emails to ABC News. Pilots can work 16 hours a day. They can get hired after just a few hundred hours of flying time. Major carriers require more than 1,000 hours. First officers' wages, $20,000 a year or even less, forcing some to live with parents, commute long distances, sleep in shift rooms before work.
More than a decade ago, the government required regional airlines to meet the same safety standards as the major carriers. But it's clear that some regionals aren't being as stringent.
The FAA says regional carriers must improve.
Can the industry afford to make the changes that you want them to make?
I would ask you, can the industry afford not to make them?
Today, the government told airlines it now expects them to do complete background checks on pilot job applicants. That was not done at Colgan Air before the accident. And the FAA itself will beef up inspection of pilot training at the regionals. But that still leaves out a critical safety issue: fatigue.
It's pretty bad when the pilots are so exhausted they're nodding off at the controls.
The FAA agreed today that work rules must be changed to reduce fatigue. But there's no timetable on that. Lisa Stark, ABC News, Washington.